Hello my friend. In this video I would like to share how I learned to bring the feminine and masculine energy within me more in balance and how this is benefiting me. The reason why I felt called to share this is because ever since I managed to bring the two more in balance than they were before, I feel much more connected to source energy, the universe, God, or whatever you may call it. I feel so supported and divinely guided, and I feel more clarity than I felt in a long time. And if that's not worth pursuing to balance the feminine and masculine energy within us a little bit more, then I don't know what is. So this video is for you if you've been feeling a bit lost recently, or maybe without direction and not knowing what to work toward. Maybe you feel bored or just don't know which direction to take. Also, this video is for you if you've been so busy spinning your wheels and you don't even have time to rest for a little bit and get clear on if you're actually doing what you want, and if you just feel burned out and are in constant action mode and made yourself so busy that you don't have the time to take the rest you need. So either way, this video might benefit you. First, I'd like to explain what feminine and masculine energy actually is, just in case you come across this term for the first time. Masculine and feminine energy are universal energies that both exist within each and every single one of us. They go beyond gender, so it doesn't matter how you identify, you have both of them within you. And typically we don't have the perfect balance of both of them within us, and that's absolutely fine. I'm not here to tell you you should balance the two perfectly 50-50, because I don't know, maybe it can be accomplished, but I haven't myself, so I'm not in the position to tell you about it. And I don't think it's necessary really, as long as we are tapped into the beneficial traits of both of them. It helps us to live a balanced and happy life. So feminine energy, or yin energy, which is the black part of the yin and yang, is the energy that draws to herself what she desires, and she feels, and she is vast. She also is very much in the body, and she is able to be still and to rest without the need to take action. In short, you could say feminine energy receives. And by the way, when I'm referring to feminine energy with she or her, and to masculine energy with he or him, that's just for the purpose of explaining it. But just know that they go beyond gender, and each and every one of us has both of them within us. Now, masculine energy, or yang energy, which is the white part of the yin and yang, is the energy that goes after what he desires. So he takes action towards it, and he thinks and then acts, and he is not vast, he is concentrated and focused on the goal, so to speak, and he is going after it. So he's not interesting, he is in constant movement and going after what he wants. In short, you could say masculine energy gives, so feminine energy receives and masculine energy gives, and this creates the perfect balance and harmony. So that's why we need, and we have both of them in our lives, but that's why it's easy to see that balancing them out a little bit when one or the other is very dominating, you can see how this is benefiting us. So getting into the story I'd like to share with you, back in, I believe it was 2016, I first realized that I'm the one creating my own reality, and I learned about the law of attraction, and I read so many books about it and watched so many videos about it and got really excited. Now in hindsight, the part that I missed was the action part. So at the time I tried to manifest my desires out of thin air and didn't have a clear plan on how to get there. And soon I realized that this is not how it works, because there are films like The Secret, which is very helpful, and I'm so grateful for this film because it got me into everything that I care about now. But it's quite it's not really balanced. It doesn't tell you the whole picture. So yeah, after that for a period of time I was in a position where I didn't struggle so much with the finances, and so that's why I had the freedom to just be, and that kind of got me into the what I'm gonna call shadow side of the feminine energy, where I just was without direction and didn't know which steps to take, no action plan. At first I thought this is how it's going to work, but when none of my desires actually came to be, that's when I realized this is clearly not working and there must be something I'm missing. So this period didn't last very long because I soon realized this is not working, and it didn't feel really good not to have any direction and something to focus on. So what happened next, again in hindsight I can see that, is that I leaned toward the masculine energy and I got into it way too much and was very masculine energy dominant for quite a long time. That period lasted much longer. So I thought, okay, I need a plan. I want to be financially free, and so I need to do this and this and this to get there. But I didn't take clear action like the divine masculine does. He focuses on one thing and goes for it, and that's how it should be. But I was so into action mode, and I'm someone who still has many different interests, and so I tried this and that, and I had so many plans, not just plan A and B, but C, D, E, F, and I just wanted to try all of them a little bit and see where it leads, see which one's working, but that didn't get me anywhere, and that took a long time because I tried different things. And so this period lasted much longer because I tried out my different plans, and it wasn't, there's nothing wrong with trying different things, but I didn't focus on one thing at a time. I focused on everything at the same time. Focus is not the right word. I tried all the things at the same time, and so there was no focused energy. I was spreading myself too thin. And also another shadow aspect of masculine energy is, I would say, that you do so many things for others and are just way too busy. I mean, feminine energy is very empathic and cares about others, but masculine energy as well, as in it can be that you do so many things and make yourself so busy doing things for others that might take advantage of it. Of course, it's lovely to do things for others, and I still do and enjoy it, but there should be a balance. You should not sacrifice too much of your own time and the time you need to make your wishes come true. You know what I mean? So there should be, like everything in life, there should be a balance. So that took me a couple of years to realize, and then I finally came to the conclusion that I should find more balance between the divine feminine and the divine masculine, and use the beneficial traits that they have to find my path, if you will. And so to do that, I knew that I had to reduce the load on my shoulders and get rid of so many responsibilities that I created for myself. And that's what I did step by step. It took a while to remove all of them, and they are actually still not all removed, but they are significantly reduced, and that is enough for now. So what I mean by that, at the time I had 2 businesses, and I was also very involved in my husband's business, and we were in London, which meant we were really starting to get under pressure to pay all the bills, because as you can imagine, it's quite expensive to live there, although I try not to use the word expensive anymore, but you know what I mean, right? So that's the situation we found ourselves in. And so the first step was moving away from London, somewhere beautiful and calm, and somewhere to just take a breather, so that we would reduce the responsibilities, because we don't have the pressure to make as much money. And that was the first step. That was immensely helpful. And then to get out of the spinning my wheels and being busy all the time, I closed one of my businesses, the one that took the most time away and gave me the least back in return. So that's the first thing I removed. For me, this was the most reasonable step to take, because while I had to get along with less financial resources for a period of time, in return it freed up so much of my time that it was really worth it. And although it hasn't been easy, now I can see how worth it was to free up so much of my time. Now you need to apply this to your situation, of course. Maybe it's very different for you. Let's say, for example, that you are employed and you are working somewhere, but you would like to transition out of it, and let's just say you would like to start a business of your own. Then of course you shouldn't just quit your job and then you don't have enough financial support until you are able to build up the business. But what you can do instead to show the universe how serious you are about transitioning out of it, you can put your energy toward this goal that you have, toward the business. If there is something that you can do every day, even if it's just, let's say, half an hour, then you could, for example, wake up a little earlier in the morning and dedicate half an hour every morning before you go to your day job to the tasks that you need to fulfill in order to start your own business. This way, even though you have to go to your day job and probably spend about 8 hours there on most days, you still put focus on building up your business, because that's what you dedicate time to in the morning, and you especially carve out time for it, and you do it on a consistent basis. So that will definitely pay off. Now, if you are a night owl and you operate better at night, of course you can dedicate the half hour to your business. In this example, you can do it at night when you come home from your job, but depending if your day job is during the day, like 9 to 5 for example, then you might be tired and you might end up not doing it in the end. But at least that would happen to me. But you know yourself best. So if you are really fresh and awake and full of energy in the night, of course you can do it in the evenings. Just dedicate to starting this venture and put your energy towards it, and I promise you it will count as focus, even though you have to spend most of your time elsewhere. The universe will recognize it, guaranteed. So then the next step was focusing on one thing at a time, and I knew this time I have to do it. I have to not get distracted by all the things I want to do, because I always want to try so many things. I thought, no, we must focus at one thing at a time, and then after that there will be time to do the other things, you know. So then we decided that we would focus on my husband's business, and with both our energy and focus on it, it would be able to grow and move in the direction that we'd like it to go. So that was one of the things I knew was the right thing to do at the time. And this time though, I wanted to do it differently, because I'm the type of person, and I think many out there, many of you might resonate, when I work on something, I just want to work on it, get it done and over with, and I stop being present in the moment. That was my experience from the past, and so I didn't want this to happen this time, because I knew it wouldn't even benefit my husband's business, because that's not the energy that, I mean, you can get somewhere if you pour and pour and pour from your own cup, and then in the end you end up empty. But this is not benefiting me, and maybe I wouldn't even be able to put so much energy into it, because we need to refill our cup, and then we have so much more to give. So that's what I realized this time, and so I promised myself that I wouldn't get into complete action mode, and even though there was lots to do, I promised myself to stick to my grounding routines and not to disconnect from my feminine energy, which is so important. So I still did my grounding practice in the morning. I have a video about that in case you're interested. I'll link to it up there. And also I made time to move, take walks in nature. Nature is so healing and important for me, and I believe it benefits everyone to go out every day. And if you're somewhere in a city, then go to a park and sit under a tree, or just walk and absorb the energy of the trees, and that's just so healing and really restoring our energy, I believe. So that's one of the things I did. And also I continued to take care of me, because that's another thing that I lacked in the past when I got into this action mode, this excessive action mode I should call it, because action mode can be a good thing, right? But when I got into the excessive action mode, I stopped taking care of myself and just didn't take time to really look after my health. So I didn't take time to exercise, or didn't take time to eat healthy and do the routines and mindfulness practices that are so beneficial to me. So this time I did all of these things in spite of how busy we were, especially toward the end. I might have skipped a few days of meditation toward the end, but I think that's okay, because I kept being happy and feeling balanced throughout the whole process of working on the project for my husband's business. And so that's really mission accomplished this time, and as a result it really paid off. So this time I didn't waste all my energy like I did in the past. I put so much effort into things that didn't bear fruit in the end. So through these past few months, I learned how important it is to have a good balance between the feminine and masculine energy within us, and I'm really excited where it will lead me, because this is just the beginning and everything is just starting to unfold. Because now one big project is behind me, and now I can focus on projects of my own, and I don't know what they are, but really this time I really surrendered, and I didn't ask I didn't ask the universe for anything. I just said, you tell me what to do, and that's why I'm filming these videos. So I'm very excited to see where it leads me. And that's where the importance of the divine feminine comes into play, because how do we actually know what steps to take if we're just in constant action mode and don't take time to restore our energy and therefore to receive the divine knowledge that our higher selves, or the universe, or source energy, or whoever it may be, has for us? Because we can think and come up with an action plan of how to do this and this and this to get there, but if we surrender to the path that the universe has in store for us, I believe we can create a life wilder than our wildest dreams. And then when we have allowed ourselves to be still and to receive the guidance from our higher self, then that's when the divine masculine comes into play, because now it's time to take action on those downloads that we received. And the sooner we do that, the sooner we prove to the universe that we take its advice, and the sooner it can show us the next steps. But of course, again, we need to take time to be still so that we can receive those downloads. This way we can create this beautiful cycle and balance between the divine feminine and the divine masculine. And I cannot tell you where it led me, because this is just unfolding right now and I have no clue where it's going to lead me. But what I can tell you is that in a very long time I haven't felt such peace and inner knowing that I am supported and divinely guided, and there is nothing more precious than this. So my friend, thank you so much for listening to this, for watching this video, for listening to my message. I hope it resonated with you, If it did, please let me know in the comments or share your experience with the Divine Feminine or the Divine Masculine with me. I'd love to hear from you and learn from you. I so appreciate you taking the time to be here. If you found this video helpful, please consider liking it so that more people can see it and hopefully benefit from it. Also, if you enjoyed this video, you might want to subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so you won't miss any of my future videos. I'll be sharing 2 videos per week from now on because that's what I'm being guided to, and I can't wait to see where it leads. Thank you so much again for being here. I so appreciate having you on this journey with me. Sending you so much love and light. Bye.